Hello guys, I'm on this channel. Today we're going to review Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And not much to say, but we can get right into this one. Go check my Good Will Hunting review, and let's get started. Starting off what this movie's about, we see Shazam, what's his name, Billy Batson, sort of kind of contempt phase, sort of the family's kind of breaking off, kind of doing their own thing, and then steps in these and then because of the whole staff breaking that released a barrier from the gods reaching the earth, which obviously they didn't know that in the first one. So here we see them, and then you see the gods trying to pretty much create like a garden or something on like Philadelphia, essentially. Starting up the good, and starting off the good. I think this movie, it's entertaining enough. I like what they do with their characters here. I think it's fun. It's pretty good for the most part. It's a movie that I don't really come out thinking much. Like, the characters are fun, the actors playing them are great at the characters, but it's like, okay, when I watched them, I'm kind of like, in the end, I remember right when I finished, I was like, okay, because I know we're not getting these characters again, so it's kind of like frustrating thinking about it, but overall, it didn't really do anything that really, like, frustrated me, but it didn't do anything to really wow me, so it's kind of like in that okay phase. But it's entertaining enough, I think it's fun enough, but overall, it didn't really do that much. Now, with the bad, I think the frustrating thing, the gods, the villains I'm not a fan of what they did with them. They didn't really do anything with them, they didn't really develop them, you don't really know why they're doing anything, you just know that they're doing it, and that... I'm like, okay, this is a little comic book movie. And I think the biggest problem with this movie, what I liked about the stuff I liked about the first one were all the family stuff. All of that really worked. And then when you got to like the average villain stuff, the action was still fun, and I think it was still entertaining, but like I don't think what they did with the villain, I think that could have been a little bit better. But it still felt very unique and fresh in the comic book genre that was starting to get kind of oversaturated. But now we're at a point where I feel like if you make some sort of generic comic book movie, it feels generic, and you know if it feels generic. And this is one of those. Like when I came out of there, I was like, okay, generic comic book movie. It goes to generic, and it's not really even like it plays it's that safe, like. But, like, I mean, it kind of does, but there was really nothing for really... It didn't feel like there was any room to work with throughout this movie. It feels like this used the formula, played by and did that well. And I think that part of that is that I think what worked out the first one was all the family stuff. And I feel like that's kind of lost in this movie. They don't really play on that as much. And I think the movie is just kind of about the villain the entire time and focusing on the action stuff, which the action here is good enough, but, like, I don't know, it didn't really work well for me. I didn't hate it. There was nothing really that wrong with it, because there was nothing that really, I was like, what is going on here? But, like, because I think the CGI was not bad. I think the final battle was fun. The action was entertaining. It didn't bore me, but, like, it just didn't do anything that really made me impressed. So I think this is kind of the definition of a generic comic book movie. So, yeah. Well, that was a pretty quick one for today. I'm for this movie's final score. I'm going to give it a 6.1 out of 10, 6.2, 6.1 out of 10. It really didn't do anything to really impress me, so it's like, I think I'm pretty much equalized this with Suicide Squad from 2016 or 15 or whenever it came out. It really just didn't do anything for me. I came out of it and I was like, generic comic book movie. It was entertaining enough, it didn't bore me, but it sure didn't like wow me or anything. So I think it was kind of disappointing. I was expecting a pretty fun, entertaining movie, but I just thought it was okay. But things might change when I rank the DCEU altogether, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, and see you guys next time. Adios.